Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome, of course, to the Africa Indoor Cup here at the Dome in Swakopmund, and this is, of course, hockey. My name is Enzo Amwela, and I will, of course, be taking you through this exciting and thrilling game here today at the Dome in Swakopmund. And for those of you that are home, of course, this is Namibia versus South Africa. These teams are competing to go to Croatia in 2025, and of course this is Namibia being the defending champions, and of course South Africa being behind, wanting to be the champions of the Africa Indoor Cup. Yes, of course, this is the hockey women team, Namibia versus South Africa. It will kick off definitely in a few minutes. Let's look at the team sheet there. We have Stoffberg Petro in the goalkeeper, and Philander Azalei in number 3 there. Then Ludwig, of course, Comac was, of course, doing the things there yesterday with Zimbabwe. You know, with Landsberg, Kayla, Krier, Ivanka, and then Bartlett, Jerica, and then Hecker, Jamie, and Hermanes Gillian, the captain. We have Krier, Javanta, and Dirksen, Amber, and Higgs, Anika. And for South Africa, we have Southgate, Jamie, the captain there. And then we have Dan Becker, and then we have Fourie. We also have Fourie, Tegan, then Hamza, Malika, Lardan, Jessica, Brissett, Lycan, and then we have Swanapool, Shaliz, Paget, Sarah, and Moabi, Bonolo, Davids, Leila, and Porter Elizabeth. Of course, this is the South African women team for the hockey here at the Africa Indoor Cup in Swakopmund at the Dome. Of course, you can, of course, follow us on all our social media platforms to, of course, keep up with latest updates that is happening here at the Dome. Of course, that is on oneup2.com, and also you can follow our social media pages, which is Facebook, on Instagram, and as well as TikTok. That is a Sport Rep. And of course, we will definitely like to thank the sponsors that are on the board, which is, of course, our Food Lovers Market. You can see right there, Deb Marine, of course, Build It, and all the other stakeholders that make this possible. And of course, this is proudly brought to you by a team that is, of course, dedicated to ensure that we have engaging viewers on this platform. Of course, we will be back. Stay with us. Sit down. Don't go anywhere.
More than a retailer, we bring sports to life. From teamwear to trophies, we've got it all. Headquartered in Windhoek, find us at the Grove Mall, Vernhill, Old Breweries Craft Center, Swakopmund, Walvis Bay, Otjiwarongo, Oshikati, and Rundu. Experience the best in sports and style at OTB Sport. We're not just about sports, we're about community. Join us at OTB Sport, where passion meets purpose.
Step into the future today with Momentum Life Insurance's Life Returns.
Picture this. A life insurance underwriting process as swift as snapping a selfie. With Life Returns, what sounds impossible becomes reality.
Using just your smartphone in a mere 90 seconds, Life Returns evaluates facial skin signals to measure vital health indicators, heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen levels, and even stress.
Answer a few questions and unveil your BMI, fitness insights, and discounts that soar up to 35%. Because at Momentum, we believe in rewarding the health you maintain today.
Ever imagined a selfie could get you up to a 35% discount on your life insurance? Ask your broker about Momentum Life Insurance's Life Returns, where today meets the future of insurance.
Yes, viewers, welcome. And this is, of course, Namibia versus South Africa women hockey here at the Indoor Africa Cup in Swakopmund at the Dome. And of course, this is definitely a tournament that is aimed, or rather have an opportunity for these countries to go represent their nations at Croatia in the Indoor World Cup of the hockey.
Welcome to the Indoor Africa Cup here in Swakopmund. It is the battle you've been waiting for. It is a meeting of the giants. There is no David and Goliath here. It is Goliath meeting Goliath. African superweights of indoor hockey lock horns here in front of a wonderful crowd to decide who is the top dog in the pool stages at this stage, and of course put themselves one step closer to a place at the Indoor Africa, or rather the Indoor Hockey World Cup 2025 in Croatia. It's a repeat of the last two finals. It's by South Africa versus Namibia. My name is Tyron Jabu Barnard, and I'm joined by the brilliant eloquence of Enzo as we'll take you through this game and bring you some entertainment and excitement. Enzo, welcome to the Dome. What a venue, what a place, and what a game we have here ahead of us.
Definitely, Tyron. I cannot wait to see what unfolds from this game. Of course, Namibia being the defending champions right here. They are facing South Africa. Very, very talented team, talented players, of course. And you can see that they are hungry. When they were playing yesterday against Zimbabwe, I could see the tactics, the style, the movement, and the dedication of these team players, as well as the discipline. But of course, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes determination to be here today, and of course these teams are battling it out. They do want to go to the Indoor World Cup in Croatia, and of course only the best get to go. Tyron, this is a tough one. I do not even want to say anything. I'll rather wait and see what comes out of this one.
Yeah, of course, South Africa starting their tournament, getting a 5-0 victory over Botswana, who unfortunately have been disqualified from the event for late arrival. Still not here yet. Hopefully we do get to see a bit of them in action. Namibia, sensational 12-0 victors against Zimbabwe. Goals all over the park. Azali Philander won the player of the match. He could have gone to Kiana Cormack, Sunal Ludwig, Jerry Kabata, Gillian Amonis, anyone on the park, as the team were superb. Of course, they're looking for a chance to join the teams who have already qualified for the Indoor Hockey World Cup. That's Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Germany, Poland and Spain, all from Europe, United States and Thailand. Of course, the hosts, Croatia. 3 more spots, 2 of them go to Africa.
Yes, of course, Tyron. And if you can tell, yesterday Namibia did, of course, dominate all their games from the men hockey team, as well as the girls, or the women rather.
Early goals here. This will be a tight game. And Kiana Cormack just steals the ball, pinches it off of the stick of South African captain Jamie Southgate. Jamie playing today in her 93rd test match for her country, looking to become the 3rd centurion for South Africa, behind Cindy Hack and Jess O'Connor. Laken Brissett shows the ball. Jerry Kabata doesn't take it. Brissett on the ball, but that's good work from Kiana Cormack. But she's met by Kerry Fourie. The two played each other many years at school level. In fact, they played together at the same school for a long time. Kerry and Kiana at St. Mary's DSG down in KZN. Teammates now enemies. Here's a chance, driven outside. So now Ludwig gets a touch, but it's heavy. It lifts him up in the middle. Well, this game is going to be a tense one. It's going to be tight. The first goal may not be the most important in this game, but it will be a big momentum swing for whoever it is. Laken Jamie looking for something. So now Ludwig up to the call. Kiana Cormack driving through the middle. Gillian Amonis. Overlapping run, shows too much. Laken Brissett, easy tackle. I'm not sure why that got called against her. Good tackle onto the foot. She didn't move. Umpire from Spain here is Ana Ortega. She's umpiring along with Zimbabwe, Shanae Mayers. Shanae, an international cricket star, scored a century the other day for Zimbabwe in one of their international T20 games. And here she is doing some umpiring.
Yes, of course, Tyron, and I can see the game taking off very well. Both teams remaining very composed, as well as you see the team is trying to keep the ball by all means. And of course, no team so far got the chance or an opportunity to go to the goal. So South Africa is still trying their level best to come out right there. And of course, this is the battle of South Africa and Namibia. Namibia, of course, being the defending champions. And of course, yesterday they put out a show. You look at the players of like Comac. Comac definitely did put out a game that there is Bartlett.
Here goes Kiana Cormac, driven inside. She's got a chance, and it's a goal! Namibia lead, 1-0. It's Kiana Cormac to Azali Philander, who taps home at the back post. It's brilliant from Namibia. It started by Bartlett, it carried on by her sister, and almost the third Cormac in the family, Azali Philander, tapping it home. She adds to her goals from yesterday, and it's Namibia who strike first in front of a very excited crowd.
Very, very spectacular performance from Namibia right there. And we were just talking about Comac, and then she gets the ball and strikes and literally makes the pass for Namibia to lead. It's Comac again. Giving it to Bartlett. Looking for Comac.
They will show some
Beautiful
patience.
pass.
Great ball up the right side. Sunel Ludwig picks it up. Looks for Gillian Amanis. Penalo Mwabi is there though. Surprised by her mom flying in today to support. She didn't know she was coming. As South Africa roll the changes. Lardant on, as well as Porter, as well as Tegan Fourie. As there's a big change going in there. Kaylin Mbaka up front, along with Layla Davids. A full squad change. Namibia continuing with their starting lineup and looking to just suffocate the South Africans. Well, you may have watched the opening games and seen a gluttony of goals. This could see a gluttony too, but a lot more equal. The two teams are being matched, and you'll see a lot of patience as the teams wait for a chance. Kaylin Mbaka playing in that middle role. Porter fires it in, looks for a touch, finds a foot outside the circle. South Africa will build again. Layla Davids has it picked off. Here goes Azali Philander. But Jess Lardant reads that book better than I read many in my life, and closes that channel quickly for the Namibians.
Of course, Tyron, I do agree with you. Of course, here Namibia leading 1-0. That means that Namibia needs to keep to the pace. They need to keep the lead. Of course, it brings some sort of comfort when you are leading, when you, of course, score that one goal. So now Namibia needs to definitely defend and keep on striking. Definitely with the likes of Comac being there, Philander and Ludwig them. Of course, I do believe that they can keep to the goal, or they can keep to the lead.
Trying to connect there, but unable to do so. Annika Higgs, of course, played in her first ever international yesterday. Now she's a veteran with her second cap here. Was given a bit of space there behind the defence and didn't capitalise. Liz Porter will be happy that this time they've got away. Kaylin Mbaka tries the inside-out pass. Jivanka Kruger, though, says no thanks. The two number 8s locking horns there, and the one in white winning that battle. Here she is again, switching from the right to the left. A little bit of test your mate pass there to Kiana Cormac, who shows some flair, knocking it through the middle to the other debutant from last night. And the ball goes out. Well, Namibia have settled into this exchange a little bit quicker than South Africa. South Africa are forcing the opportunity when they're on the ball. They're not quite showing that resilient patience that got them into the semi-finals of the Indo World Cup. Just need to wait. The chance will come. If you force it, it allows the defenders to set a lot better.
No, definitely, Tyron. South Africa is busy creating those chances. They are looking out for an opportunity, and they are using their patience, and they are trying to keep the ball with them as much as possible to create and get that one chance, of course, to be level with Namibia. And of course, the Namibia keeps suffocating South Africa, and them being the defending champions and being in their homeland, of course, Tyron. We did mention yesterday that you cannot come to Namibia. We give you the sea, we give you the dunes, some accommodation, and then yet you want to beat us in our home. Namibia says no.
Yeah, terrible hospitality so far on the courts, but not letting South Africa win. Playing a great game. That's more what you want to see, and that is a free hit for now. Just for viewers, they might have thought that Jess Lardant was a bit too physical there, but of course Kiana Cormac moving her body into the line of the run, obstructing there. A good chance for South Africa. Good save from Petra Stoffberg, but it will be a penalty corner. They came across. It's Kaylin Debaka was given a pocket of space. She doesn't need much. She scored in the Nkosi Cup final like that, but this time Stoffberg makes a save, unable to keep the ball down. It bobbles up. Penalty corner to the South Africans, who will take it from the traditional side. There's the Namibian men in the back. We also see our tournament director sitting up there on the grandstand, Robin Morgan. Our umpires manager, Sven Mulder. And here is the chance. It is Tegan Fourie on the injection. Jess Lardent is... the ball is not sitting still. Jess Lardent is at the top castle. The ball does eventually stop and we will be able to continue. Just wait on the whistle. He comes across. It's Lardent. And Stoffberg makes the save. She comes out quick, makes herself big, gets low and makes the save.
That is, of course, world-class performance from Stoffberg right there. Makes 2 saves, keeping Namibia in the lead. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely spectacular from Namibia. That is of definitely world-class hockey. And for those of you that are watching, of course, this is brought to you by Network Television. Namibia 1, South Africa 0. And this is, of course, the Indoor Africa Cup here in Swakopmund at the Dome.
Yeah, South Africa getting a few bits of space there. Penalty corner chance. A chance to score. Petra Stoffberg snuffing them out. It is her favourite test match playing South Africa. It always seems to bring the best out of her. Javanka Kruger, so far so good. That hit her foot though. Yeah, and Ortega does say no advantage there. Give it back to South Africa. Jess Lardent getting more involved, and when her and Tegan Fourie start to combine, there seems to be a little bit more magic for the South Africans. But Namibia, well, since their goal, they haven't offered an attacking threat. They may be sitting back a little bit too deep. And maybe these changes coming on now will change that as Gillian Amanis returns to the park along with Sunil Ludwig. That defensive duo that are just so good for the Namibians.
Yes, of course, Darren, I need to agree with you there. And we have cleared, taking it back to the back. And then there is a beautiful pass right there. Looking for the goal, looking to pass, looking and showing off some skills there. Absolutely beautiful. That is, of course, South Africa gets the ball. Beautiful, beautiful run. Of course, that is Petra again.
Petra did so well there to get her body out of the way because the ball got trapped under her. No one was close and she had enough time to react, but she did well to get her body out of the way, and that stopped South Africa from winning a penalty corner on that occasion. Again, she made the space small for Layla Davids. Tegan Fourie ruled to have caught the stick there, a stick check.
Intergalactic fun. Join a quirky vlogger and her alien buddy on their daily adventures.
What a day. I'm exhausted.
It's all happening on your go-to place. GoTV. Love it.
Today we are going to learn how to bake.
Welcome everyone.
Well, we're back here at the MTC Dome. It is Namibia who lead after the first 10 minutes. It was 10 enthralling minutes. Then Namibia came out. A brilliant combination there. Cormac setting up for Zadie Philander for the easiest of tap-ins. They sat back a little bit too much. And, well, they won't sit back at the start of this. They maybe allowed South Africa back in, but Petra Stoffberg said, not a chance, not today. And, of course, reminder, this will be a penalty corner to the Namibians. It's hit Laken Brissett's foot inside the circle. It's missed the stick. South Africa asking that she was set. I think in initial view, obviously we don't see a replay, but it looked like it missed the stick and caught the foot.
Yes, of course, the question is, will Namibia keep the lead? This is another chance for them, of course, to take an opportunity and score another goal.
BC, Kiana Cormac. Sarah Padgett comes out superbly, makes the save, but Namibia still have the ball. Gillian Amanis, she's holding it. Kiana Cormac Drives inside. Great work there from Tegan Fourie. Apologies, there was her sister Kerrion. Laken Brissett ran all the way up, but the space ran out, and really that is stock standard save. And Kiana Cormack goes herself, looking the inside out. Bonola Moabi intercepts it, but it lifted up, and it is a Namibian ball. Moabi does well to make sure she gets out to the top of the circle to meet any quick ball.
Tyron, that is definitely a beautiful combination from the Namibian players right there. The ball comes from behind, goes to the front, through Cormac, and then of course you have the likes of Philander there in the front, trying to get the ball through to the goal. And of course Namibia must keep the lead. And in the first quarter when they scored, they pulled back a little bit. It's like they were inviting South Africa for another opportunity. Namibia.
Yeah, Jerry Bartlett trying to make space and power in something there, but Jamie Southgate's up to the task. So the ball comes across to her. Well, that was a little bit of a test your mate, but a great pass out. And this will be a free hit against Bonola Moabi. She fell, and as she was on the floor, she played the ball. Can't have 3 points on the floor to play the ball. So now Ludwig. She goes to her captain, Gillian Hermanis. Jerica Bartlett cuts inside. Zali Philander. And that is wonderful goalkeeping from Sarah Paget. It beat her on the foot. She gets the stick there. Not just makes the save, but also makes the clearance to stop the rebound. And it remains 1-0 here. Oh, I'll tell you what an enthralling piece of action we are seeing here at the MTC Dome here in Swakopmund. It is, of course, the home of the Indo-Africa Cup. Two teams go to Croatia. Here's a chance for South Africa. Driven across, and it is a goal. Bonola keeps her leg off the ground. Kerrion Fourie with the setup. Moabi with the finish. And that's exactly what Namibia wouldn't have wanted. They gave some space for Fourie on the left, and she made them pay.
Yes, of course, Namibia will, of course, pay the consequences or face the consequences if they do not score another goal. Of course, it is a beautiful game, very tough for both countries. And as you can see, all these players are absolutely talented. And it's a pool of young players that are, passionate about the game. And as you can see there, South Africa just leveled up with Namibia, which of course the Namibians did not expect, but the ball there was right at the goal, put down her stick, and it was a goal. South Africa, of course, are trying to be composed and trying to create those chances there from the center right there, giving the ball to Charlize. Of course, the ball is in the front again.
Yeah, that goal was all about the work of Kerrion Fourie up the left-hand side, taking advantage of the extra little bit of space that was afforded to her. She ran up the overlap, she ran to the baseline, and she did one of those pullbacks. There's just at an awkward position or out of reach of the goalkeeper. Petra Stopper can't commit to it, because if you do and miss, it's a tap-in. It's just out of range, and Bonola Moabi did really well to make sure her body didn't hit the floor before she got it over the line. And, penalty corner here. Unforced error. The ball is pulled back, and it comes off of it was pulled back by Higgs, and it comes over the foot of Malika Hamza. And it is a penalty corner to the Namibians.
Yes, of course, Namibia gets another chance here to take the lead. As South Africa just came to the playground and then they leveled up. Namibia gets yet another chance, of course, to score another goal. We have Paget there in the goal for South Africa, and definitely she doesn't want this one to go through. That was very,
and it's
very
fired
good.
wide, but it did come off of a deflection off of the pad of Sarah Paget. And so it goes out for a long corner, a touch from the defender. Good goalkeeping there. Kiana Cormack, that's 2-0 from 2 so far. Not quite finding her radar yet at penalty corner. Of course, she has got the goal assist though. And old schoolmate Kerrion Fourie gives her a little bit of a barge there. Shoulder to shoulder, a little of physicality there. We love to see it. Here is South Africa's captain, Susan Southgate. What a player she is as the ball switches up. South Africa just probing. This is a little bit more patient and, more purposeful from South Africa. Kerrion Fourie waiting. She has been the player to make a difference here. Tries to cut inside. It goes to Malika Hamza. She's going to give herself space. Shot, easy save for Stoffberg. But you don't want to give Malika Hamza, South Africa's rising player of the year in 2023, too many opportunities. Laken Brissett. really did well there under pressure from Landsberg. Sorry.
Of course, the ball is with Comac, and they are trying to attack and go to the front. Of course, Namibia there. Unfortunately, it was blocked by South Africa. Yes, South Africa gets the ball. Get the start right there. Makes a pass to the back, trying to keep calm. The ball is with Elizabeth Porter. She is trying to steer the ball to the front. Giving, wow, absolutely beautiful Stoffberg right there, makes the save, and of course keeps Namibia still in this game in the second quarter.
Here is Porter looking to combine with Tegan Fourie. She finds Kaylin Ndabaka in a pocket of space, not able to control appropriately, and so the chance goes a begging. That does hit the foot of Kruger just outside the circle. No penalty corner there. And then flips off of her into her sister's leg. Tegan Fourie takes it. Lizzie Porter, Tegan Fourie, two of the Northern Blues players in the South African team. This is the SPAR South African team, wonderful sponsor of this team for so many years. Of course, many of the test series between the two nations played as a result of that. Porter will give away a penalty corner here. It's a clumsy challenge, and it is a penalty corner. She's gone over the top. And, well, umpire Shane Meyer says, yeah, that's fair, penalty corner.
Of course, Namibia keeps getting these chances. I think right now it is the third chance that they got. And of course, they are still leveled up here, which is Namibia 1, South Africa 1. And we are Dennis Greer getting it to strike right there.
There was an early break there from Sarah Paget. There wasn't jockeying. She may have asked for it, since South Africa will lose one of the defenders. Early break, very clear. I could see it from here. My eyes aren't so good at my older age these days. It's tough because Enzo has to call me uncle here off the scenes. But there's a chance for Namibia. Yeah, poor on that occasion from the younger Kruger sister. Jonta, she just ran out of space and almost bamboozled herself a little with the ball. And again, the penalty corner's not working yet for Namibia.
Yes, of course. I do need to agree with you right there. They keep on getting these chances. They keep on being so close to the goal, but it's just not working. I think they need to re-strategize. And of course, as we come to the end of this second quarter, and they need to go back to the drawing book and make sure that they remain at the lead of this one. Namibia being the defending champions, two-time defending champions, they need to keep the lead. The performance yesterday with Zimbabwe was absolutely spectacular. You could see the hunger in these Namibian players from the get-go. You saw how Comac was in the game, within the game, and then, of course, they suffocated Zimbabwe to 2-1. That was yesterday.
Yeah, Enzo, but of course, remember, this isn't the final. This is just to get to the final. And that job will be done. If there's a draw here today, Namibia will go to the final, and with that, qualification for the Inter World Cup. Then they can change targets. First target, qualify for the World Cup, for the final. Qualify for the World Cup. Then on Sunday, go out there and win the African Cup.
Of course, this is a competition between four nations. That is, of course, Zimbabwe, Namibia, South Africa, and Botswana. And Botswana still have shown up. Absolutely beautiful tactic right there. World-class hockey. That was a deadly combination which could have costed South Africa some serious backlash right there. Namibia in the front. That was close from Philander, as she keeps coming back and back to the goal of South Africa.
Well, we've got a few seconds left. Apologies. About a minute and a half left. The clock in the stadium has gone down for a little bit. And I'm actually not sure entirely exactly how much time. About 30 seconds. And it is both teams will be hoping for a second before halftime break. That changes the team talk. That changes the dynamic. That changes the momentum. But of course, neither one would want to concede now at the same time.
Yes, of course, you have a point there, Tyron. And I think both teams here can come back very, very stronger. They can come back to the second half and make serious changes. And one of them, of course, have to win. And we look out, of course, for both of them to come back stronger after the second half as we draw closer to the second half. Namibia, of course, took the first goal, had the lead for a few minutes. After a few moments, of course, South Africa came back and showed them, no. Listen, we are still here and we do have and we want to be part of this game and, of course, get those goals. We have come to the end of the second quarter here, and of course it is halftime. When Namibia comes back and South Africa comes back, we will see more action. Sit down, stay home, stay with us.
Meet Christine, an office snacker with a craving for treats, but a budget to stick to. Fortunately, the Synergy chatbot has her covered. With just a few taps, Christine can find the latest specials on snacks, satisfying her cravings without breaking the bank.
And then there's Brian, who's out on a date with the most beautiful girl in Winter. But even romance can't distract Brian from his love of sports updates. Luckily, the Synergy chatbot keeps him in the loop so he can stay connected while enjoying his evening. Finally, there's Henriette, who loves to stay informed with the latest news. Unlike other boomers, Henriette knows that she can conveniently access daily newspapers via the Synergy chatbot. Whether it's snacks, sports, or news, the Synergy chatbot has something for everyone.
Life's uncertainties can't be predicted, but giving your loved ones peace of mind can.
Just one call and Met Funerals affordable cover is yours, starting at just 85 Namibian dollars per month, covering your immediate family and even extending to parents, parents-in-law, and up to 9 other relatives.
Crafted to suit your needs, choosing from accidental death, tombstone benefits, livestock, grocery, and even a flower benefit.
Need more? How about our repatriation, commuter, or hospital benefits? Plus, a $200 airtime value-added benefit absolutely free.
Ensure your family's future with Met Funeral. SMS Met Funeral to 77112. Because every moment matters, and so does your peace of mind.
Today we are going to learn how to bake.
Welcome, everyone.
Things may not always go as planned, but our technology doesn't fail. Join Paratus today. Paratus, always prepared. This is what it has come to, the moment that defines a season. It's the finale, and I want it all. I want Pep and Klopp racing for the top, and Osimhen masking up. I want the biggest stars shining on Champions League nights. I want the passion of Serie A. I want La Liga. I want the Premier League. I want the football finals. I want it all. Reconnect to catch every match live on DSTV. Spice up your day with GoTV. Abner and Amanda share their love for food and family as they cook up a storm of fun and flavor.
That looks perfect.
Then, from delicious dishes to wedding wishes as newly engaged couples navigate the maze of wedding budgets.
You guys have any idea on the budget yet?
And for a dose of...
Welcome back, viewers, and of course, for those of you that are joining us, this is Namibia versus South Africa for the Indo-Africa Cup Women. And we are here at the Dome in Swakopmund, where, of course, you find the dunes, you find the sea, and, of course, the beautiful scenery of Swakopmund. That is Namibia versus South Africa. The second half starting off right now with the Bololo right there in the center. And Namibia, of course, in the beginning got their first goal. And I think they pulled back and allowed South Africa to come to the playground. And South Africa made sure and said, yes, we are here. And then South Africa leveled up. Exciting game, tough game for all, both teams right here. We don't know what's going to come out of this game. Let's see what's going to come out of this one, Tyrant.
I'll tell you what, that first half was fantastically evenly matched. Both teams will be disappointed with their penalty corner awareness, their penalty corner incisiveness, clinicality. All of that was lacking. Neither one able to find a goal from a penalty corner, and that's possibly quite disappointing. But more importantly for both, the score remains 1-1. There's a chance. Jerry Bartlett on the left, but getting the ball on the stretch, and the chance goes begging.
Of course, Tyron, this tournament serves as the African qualifiers for the Indoor Hockey World Cup, scheduled to take place in 2025 in Croatia. And of course, only the top two men's and women's team will earn a spot in this global event. Of course, the primary aim for all teams is to reach the final stage and secure a place in next year's World Cup. Then we have Bololo from South Africa. The ball is with Fori there. Looking for Southgate. Namibia gets a chance. Ludwig is in the game right now. And of course, we have Bartlett in the front.
Karen Free with the interception in the middle. Laken Brissett got out of jail earlier after Jerry Bartlett intercepted on her. This time it's Jerry on Bonolo. Goes wide for Lander, but it's a bit too heavy, and Jamie Southgate says, thank you very much. I'll take this. Given the outlet, has to use it. Does. Laken Brissett. Bonolo Mabi, the goal scorer, her second international goal. She'll have a free hit now. Getting her first in at the Nkosi Cup, and now we're getting her second here. She is on the ball. Zayli Philander, who got her 31st international goal today. The two goal scorers locking horns there. Again, using the outlet up the side. Jerry Bartlett pops it up. South Africa play it quickly, look for the pullback. Fortunately, it comes through to Southgate. Southgate tries to drive the diagonal. Ludwig says no thanks, but Southgate wins it back. Chance for South Africa. Kiana Cormack answers that call. Sets up Philander. Cormack, Philander. She's lifted it. Oh, she's lifted it. No goal, no goal. A brilliant counter-attacking move, but it's no goal. She lifts it in the cross, and it remains 1-1. Jerry Bartlett did finish. Crowd almost not sure of it. It remains 1-1. We will update the score strap for you. The goal is disallowed. But my word, that was exciting.
That was an absolute beautiful performance from the Namibians right there.
Oh, Paget has to answer the question. She does. Cormack is on fire. She's raising a tempo here. Malika Hamza takes the ball, takes the tackle onto his stick. And it remains 1-1. So now Ludwig, she wins it. Breaks inside, shot! Saved by Paget, goes wide. Bartlett. We got some young supporters here in the commentary box. Who do you think is going to win this game, young man? Namibia or South Africa?
Namibia.
Namibia, and you, young man?
Namibia.
There you go. That's some of our analysts here at work. They both say Namibia are going to win, and they're off to go play soccer again. Laken Brissett on the ball.
That was an absolute brilliant combination from South Africa there. And as you can see, both teams really came back to the second half with some new strategies. The tempo is getting higher and higher. Of course, it is becoming a very intense and fierceful competition here at the Dome in Swakopmund. And of course, with almost everyone here hoping for Namibia to win. And South Africa is still definitely hungry for this one.
Good defense again there, Ludwig and Cormac. Apology, I'm doing a disservice there. I don't think it was Ludwig. I think it may have actually been Amber Dirksen. It was, apologies to Amber. They combined, but just not turning defense into attack on that occasion. Every time Kiana Cormac breaks forward, the South African defenders are almost worried about making the tackle. Sarah Paget and goals having a superb game. Petro Stoffberg also having a good game. It's tough to pick out a standout right now. Kiana Cormac is the one who is making the most happen. Tell you what, Jess Lardens, who's on the ball now, she's doing a lot. Kerian Fleury herself doing a lot. And well, let's see how this game plays out. We're only in the third quarter, but we're already in the third quarter.
And of course, Namibia trying to get the ball away from their goal right there. That was very close. It could have been a deflection and into the goal. There we go. Namibia is still under pressure from the South Africans. South Africa is applying the pressure. You can see 3 players on one. That is Kruger right there trying to get the ball. That was a brilliant save. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, from Stoffberg Petro. That was absolutely stunning. World-class hockey, world-class performance. That was a brilliant save from Petro. And of course, we need to commend these players for, of course, coming out here and, of course, showcasing their talent.
South Africa looking more certain when Jess Lardens is on at the back. A little bit more solid there on the right-hand side. And they're using that to build some of threat. Kaylin Mbaka got a lot of power on that shot. A little bit too straight. Made it a easier save for Petro Stoffberg. Of course, every save is a good save for a keeper, but that was it was one of those you'd expect to make. And well, Petro's the type of keeper that if you expect her to make the save, she usually does.
Of course, it was one of those strikes where you are like, this, of course, should be a goal. And then Petro said, no way, South Africa, there is no goal. Absolutely beautiful performance from this team. These players right here at the Dome. And for those of you that are watching from home, thank you for tuning in. Follow us on all our social media platforms. That is, of course, Sport Rap and all our Namibia Network Media Hub channels. Another chance for Namibia right there. It was very close. The ball goes back to Porter. The ball is still with South Africa, keeping the play very low. Pulling back the tempo. Oh, beautiful run through right there from South Africa. And Namibia is in the first half. Namibia is attacking. There was a chance right there from Anika.
Penalty corner to Namibia. They haven't been effective yet at penalty corner time. This is the chance to make it count.
It is a chance for Namibia. Of course, we have Kruger right there at taking that corner. And of course, we have her sister waiting right there with Anika waiting for the ball anxiously.
Slightly early break from South Africa. Good save by Sarah Paget. Apologies for that.
Of course, beautiful save from Namibia. That is Anika with the strike and slightly onto the left side of the goal. And South Africa has the ball. Porter start.
South Africa are answering the questions.
Of course, no tyrant. South Africa is definitely answering the questions, and they are here coming. They're coming through the playground. They are defending, and they keep on defending and making these chances. And Namibia, of course, is struggling to get through to the South Africans, and the play keeps getting more intense and intense with South Africa trying to balance the pace right there. The ball is with Namibia. The ball is with South Africa. Giving it back. What a strike.
Umpire Shane Meyers blows for a goal. But it's a penalty corner. No South African touch inside the circle. It came off a foot and it goes in. And they have a good smile. They have a good laugh there, and fortunately we can move on. It is a penalty corner to South Africa. Namibia haven't taken their penalty corner chances so far. Can South Africa take these?
That is, of course, the question here. Can South Africa make this chance count? Of course. Namibia defense. Of course, they do not want to remain behind in this one. That was a beautiful defense from the Namibians right there. With, of course, a very, very few seconds remaining in this third quarter of the game. We will definitely get to the fourth quarter and hoping that one of the teams make a change and comes to the forefront and take the lead. Right now it's still Namibia 1, South Africa 0. And of course both teams are showing some serious and beautiful right there.
Brilliant run there through from Dirksen. Just unfortunately lacked the end product to make it count. And South Africa may just eat up the clock. They will do exactly that. 3 quarters down. Namibia 1, South Africa 1.
This month on DSTV Compact Plus, superstardom is up for grabs as Nigeria's top singing talent takes the stage.
Good evening, Nigeria. How y'all doing tonight?
Mike and Elvis are hitting the road to restore national automotive icons across the globe.
This is like heaven.
And Puss in Boots must defend the city of San Lorenzo from one catastrophe after another.
You will terrorize San Lorenzo no more.
There's so much to enjoy on your home of entertainment, so upgrade to DSTV Compact Plus.
It's not just a match. It's the crescendo of a season-long symphony.
And now approaching the final critical moments. Go for one final. Inside the final, the FA Cup final.
European final.
Europa League Champions League final game.
Stay connected to GoTV to witness. Live in all the finals on GoTV. Brace yourself for the kickoff of the UEFA Euros 2024.
Well, 10 more minutes remain to find a winner here. Of course, a draw sees Namibia qualify for the final. South Africa still have a group stage game against Zimbabwe to be played on Saturday at 12:30 here at the MTC Dome. But as it stands, Namibia would qualify for the final, and with that, importantly, they would secure a place at the FIH in the World Cup. The only result that sees them not guaranteed a place in the final today is a defeat. Anything but that will... great tackle there from Jamie Southgate, and Kiana Cormack goes down in chance! Malika Hamza, but she lifts it. It's not on target. And there is an injury here that will just be seen to...
Of course, we are in the last minutes of this very, very tough game here at the Dome. And you can see both teams bringing, or rather coming to the party. And no team is suffocating the other one. It's quite leveled up in terms of the positioning, the opportunities, the passes, the saves. It's really, really going to be a tough one. And of course, these two teams are battling it out to go to Croatia for the Indo-Africa Cup, or rather World Cup in Croatia.
Jansha Moabi drives it across, lifts it, but it's not on target, and there is going to be a card here. And it is a green card that is shown. Just try and see. It's Jivanka Kruger who's on the sin bin. We'll show you. She got the green card.
Right, of course. Let's see whether South Africa will take this opportunity. Wow. That was very, very close, and both teams keep getting these chances to get to the front of this game. But however, it's been tough. It's been very, very serious competition for both teams right here coming to the party. South Africa had a chance right there with, of course, Lolo. There's Comac going, taking Namibia to the fore.
Azali Philander just overruns that and it catches her foot. Namibia with a player short. Almost caught out. Ivanka Kruger sits there, but great defensive work. Gillian Amanis put her name up in the clouds. That was brilliant defensive work there from her. Chance for Philander. She drives inside. Saved by Paget.
Of course, world-class performance from both teams. As you can see, South Africa gets the ball. Another chance right there for South Africa to go, or rather lead in this one. And they keep getting the chances, and the question is, will South Africa make use of this chance right here?
Penalty corners have been wasteful today from both teams. At this time it is Malika Hamza and Kerian Fourie who line up. Kerian Fourie was the assister. Here's Malika Hamza, drives with the shot. It's off target and hits the defender, and the chance goes awaiting. Well, really both teams will need to up their game in terms of penalty corners when it comes to the final later on this week. Of course, Namibia, as it stands, would qualify for the final.
Yes, Fourie, I do agree with you. Both teams really need to work on their technique when it comes to those penalty corners.
Well, she went for the shot instead of the pass, and it was narrowly wide. Sarah Paget having the near post covered, so she had to go across goal. Here goes Malika Hamza. Shows some flames, brings it up, but has to stop. Looks the back, the reverse pass. Goes out. South Africa looking to build again.
I think South Africa has been trying to keep it so composed, trying to keep the game. Definitely it is, and they keep trying to make those chances. And of course, there is Namibia getting the ball right there, trying to go to the front. That is, of course, Landsberg giving to Comac. Comac on the right there. It is indeed a very, very tough game. And of course, with 4 minutes into the fourth quarter, we still do not have a winner for this one.
We don't have a winner yet. Well, where will it come from? There's been a few players who've stood out and put their hands up and made it count. Well, of course, Namibia are back to a full complement. Joanka Kruger's card has expired. But we got four or so minutes left. Will we find a winner? Will this end as a draw? Just a reminder, if it is a draw, Namibia will have secured qualification for the final. They will have secured qualification to the Indoor World Cup. Objective number 1 achieved.
Of course, both teams, they definitely needed to keep to the same pace. And that was very, very close right there from Kruger. That was a nice pass, left, right, runs into the center, gets the ball, and then of course it was definitely a beautiful save right there from Sarah.
3.5 minutes to go. Lizzie Porter on the field, plays it up at the left-hand side, finds the run of Layla Davids. She looks to try and get space for a shot, runs out of space, and she's going to have to bring it all the way out. That's the outlet offered.
That was indeed a very, very close shot from South Africa. As we wait for the umpire to make a decision right there. Of course, it's not a goal. And the game restarts at 1-1. And that is very, very serious collision right there, but good that no one got hurt. South Africa still trying to make chances. And of course it is again a penalty corner from South Africa. And let's see what South Africa can make of this opportunity. These opportunities have been arising in the game for so many times, but none of these teams are counter-attacking or rather making use of these chances here. South Africa 1, Namibia 1. Let's see what comes from this opportunity.
Well, early break. And one player has to go. But it's fired wide from Jess Laudent. As a nice show of sportsmanship between her and Petra Stopberg. It's tense there.
Indeed, Petro has been performing very, very well right here at the Dome. And there was an absolutely beautiful save, or rather destruction, to have it fired wide out of the play. And South Africa still in the lead. We have Namibia trying to get to the ball.
Yeah, almost a chance for Jerry Bartlett there, but Team 3 is there to mop it up. Doing incredible off-the-ball work from her.
Okay, there's Porter trying to take it to the front. Of course, the ball is Fourie. Porter there again, making those passes count. As we come to the end of this one, we still don't have a winner. But of course, it has been an absolutely spectacular performance from both sides. Of course, showcasing some world-class hockey tactics, a beautiful dedication and a discipline within the game. And of course, Namibia scoring their first goal in the first quarter and not keeping to their lead has cost them. Of course, this one right here, South Africa is still fighting. They're still fighting to get to the front of this one. You look at how they are passing, how they're remaining calm and composed. And of course, Namibia is not letting them in.
Well, we're into the final minute here. Can either team find a winner in this game? Will they cancel each other out? It's Kaylin Mbako who picks out Tegan Fourie. She runs up the side. Can she cut it inside? It just runs out of space. There you see this, the clock's 55 seconds. So I was slightly ahead. Here is Kiana Cormack. She lifts it. It's a chance. Will South Africa go for it? Will Namibia go for it? Have they realized that a draw is enough for a place in the final, for a place in Croatia? Brilliant tackle by Gillian Amonis. She drives inside. Jivanka Kruger, who takes it around Jess Laudent. Jess Laudent wins it back, but illegally slow. Penalty corner, and Namibia have one more chance to win this game.
The question is, will Namibia make this chance count? Of course, it can be or would be their only last chance here to take the lead. And of course, it is the penalty corner being taken right there by Bartlett. Let's see what Namibia makes of this chance. Both teams have been wasting these penalty corners right here, and this is most probably the only and last chance Namibia has to take a lead on this one.
Well, destiny comes from moments like this. Will it be Kiana Cormack's moment? It's not. It's Sarah Paget's moment. That save is world class. She's made some great saves tonight. In fact, the two keepers are both up for player of the match, I think. And that save may just swing it into Paget's favour. Brilliant performance from her. And still 20 seconds. Can South Africa now go and steal it up the other side? Layla Davis runs, but it's not enough time, and it ends as a draw, 1-1 to the two teams.
Of course, absolutely beautiful right there from both teams. A spectacular performance, world-class hockey, world-class tactics, the passes, everything about this game. It was literally beautiful. A tough game between the women hockey of Namibia and South Africa here at the Dome at the Indo-Africa Cup. And of course, we are in Swakopmund. Of course, stay with us. We will be back, of course, and we will be talking to, of course, player of the match. We don't know who it is yet, but of course, there will be a player of the match. Stay with us.
South Africa versus Namibia.
Of course, it is Namibia versus South Africa Indo-Africa Cup women. And we will take a look at the highlights here from Namibia and South Africa. That was Namibia's first goal right there. Brilliant pass from Comac, giving it to her player right there at the front. And South Africa coming back to the playground. And that is, of course, Lady Anton getting the ball. Beautiful pass from both teams right there. As you can see, it was one of those tough competitions with Namibia being the defending champions. And they, of course, could not get through to the South Africans. Beautiful crowd there. The crowd was chanting. It was amazing, electric performance from both teams. The chances kept on coming. But however, these two goalkeepers, of course, were absolutely spectacular. Of course, that is Bololo with the goal there from South Africa. Bololo was at the right place at the right time, giving South Africa a 1 right there. And of course, that was halftime. That was halftime with Namibia 1, South Africa 1. That was, of course, South Africa with, pardon me, that was Namibia with a goal that was not counted, of course, due to some reasons right there. That was a collision between the players. Beautiful, sensational teamwork from South Africa and Namibia. The penalty corners kept on coming. However, none of these teams could take the lead to the front. So many chances wasted. Both teams had the chance. They had the opportunity. They had it. They could have. One team could have taken the lead. Of course, Namibia being the defending champions, they did not let this one slip. Of course, it was always those beautiful passes there in the center, in the front of the circle, getting it back to the other side, coming back to the other side. The game became intense. As you can see, that was shot wide out, and of course that was the distraction from the Namibian goalkeeper. Absolutely amazing performance from both these teams. Of course, they do secure a spot in the finals, of course, and what I know is that Namibia, of course, secures a spot at the Indo Hockey World Cup in Croatia. That is, of course, next year. That was Namibia's last chance. Very close. They could have made it 2. But however, the final result was Namibia 1, South Africa 1. That was your full-time score. And of course, for those of you that are joining us, we are at the Dome in Swakopmund. Of course, this is the High Performance Center of MTC. We are, of course, thanking all the sponsors that are on board. That is, of course, Food Lovers Market. That is, of course, Build It, Deb Marine. Yes, of course, stay with us as we come back for more. You can see that beautiful team there. Of course, that is Namibia. Stay with us as we come back for more.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads.
1.85 for the national record.
Here's another chance, and it is a goal from Vindo
Wij zij sê die hy is er aan neergetrek en hy bal het my grond gevat. Ja, hy het grond gevat en as hy
Running that mountain up. Okay, so we will be doing this. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So is jou trolley reg? Want
I love it. I love it. So then
kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy. And this is the spirit of NTV.
Spice up your day with GoTV. Abner and Amanda share their love for food and family as they cook up a storm of fun and flavor.
That looks perfect.
Then, from delicious dishes to wedding wishes, as newly engaged couples navigate the maze of wedding budgets.
You guys have any idea on the budget yet?
And for a dose of intergalactic fun, join a quirky vlogger and her alien buddy on their daily adventures.
What a day. I'm exhausted.
It's all happening on your go-to place. GoTV. Love it.
Of course, welcome back to the Dome. This is where we bring you live action of the Indoor Cup of Africa. And of course, what you saw right there was an electric performance from both South Africa and Namibia. Stay with us. We now take a look at, Hermanus, the captain of Namibia.
Captain of the Namibians, Gillian Hermanus. Jill, you have qualified for the Indoor World Cup. How does it feel?
It is wonderful. I'm so excited. The team has been working so hard for this. Even though there's 2 spots, it was a good fight now, and we just proved that we are level with South Africa. So we're just super happy super happy.
First goal for the tournament was qualified for the World Cup.
Yep.
How important is that final still?
Pride and passion there. That's what it's for. We definitely want to retain the title, so we're going to keep fighting for that.
Well, good luck to you and the team.
Of course, none of these teams could get to the front of each other. It was Namibia 1, South Africa 1. It was a tough, electrifying performance from both teams. For now, let's take a look at Sarah, the goalkeeper of South Africa. She kept on saving those balls.
Player of the match is South Africa's goalkeeper, Sarah Paget. She receives her prize from Bruce Hansen on behalf of Aristic Asset Management.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sarah, just 2 questions for you. It was a tough game, and obviously you had to make a couple of saves, a couple one-on-ones. Is there a save that sticks out for you, or all saves equal in your mind?
I would say the save that stuck out for me was obviously when Kiana Cormack broke through the team, and it was just myself and her. Obviously, that's very nerve-wracking, and I wanted to keep it 1-1, so I knew the save was very important, so I would say that save stuck out for me.
And then specifically, penalty corner defense was really, really on point today. You made a lot of good penalty corner runs. Is that something you and the team have been working hard at?
Yeah, I would say our team have done a lot of video analysis, and we've spent a lot of time, myself, Charlize and AJ, looking at the penalty corners and obviously figuring out where we can do better. And obviously it worked for us because we didn't concede any penalty corners today. So I'm very happy with that.
Well, congratulations and good luck for the Zimbabwe game.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course, absolutely beautiful right there. You have heard it from both the team, or rather the players of the match that was just between Namibia and South Africa women's. And of course, they were fighting for a spot to go to Croatia, which is of course next year. And this is the Indo-Africa Cup here at the Dome in Swakopmund. Viewers, stay with us. We will be back exactly at 8 o'clock for more action. Of course, tuning out Enzo Amwele.